Hey guys, I'm siu-yee. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new, I make videos about physical and financial fitness for millennials. Alright, thank you for clicking on this video. If you're a returning viewer, don't forget to subscribe so that you don't miss any of my new videos. Hit the notification bell if you would like to be notified whenever I upload next. Today I want to talk about some of my favorite money apps that are free to use and have really awesome features that are also free to use. If you didn't know, I am in over $90,000 of debt and I'm working towards paying it off as fast as I possibly can. In doing so, I've come across some apps that I really enjoyed using, some apps that I use every single day, to the point where I feel like I would not be able to function without them if I didn't have access to them, which could be unhealthy, but it's really good news for that app. So in this video, I thought I would review them and let you know what my favorite parts of the apps are and some of the cons that I've experienced while being a longtime user of these apps. First up is the EveryDollar app. So if you watch my budgeting videos on my channel, you're aware that I budget on the EveryDollar desktop app. Yes, the desktop version is amazing. You can add your starting balance there, you can make your budget, everything is on a big screen. However, when you're on the go and you are making purchases on everyday things, whenever you have bills due, whenever you go grocery shopping, that is when it's sometimes easier when you get that notification on your phone to just click on your other app and track that transaction. EveryDollar is part of the Ramsey network of websites and tools to use to get your financial life together. I am not Dave Ramsey, so I have the free version of EveryDollar that does not allow me to connect my bank accounts, my credit accounts to my EveryDollar account to automatically track transactions. Therefore, I actually manually enter every single transaction that I make on my app, and it's just easy because it's on my phone, it's handheld, especially when you're on the go and you don't have your computer with you. The other big plus is that you can see your budget, you can see how much money you have left to spend on a certain category each month. It's very useful, and you can even plan your budget on your phone. You don't have to use the desktop version. The only thing that I've had an issue with is trying to actually input the starting balance for a certain account. So I haven't found a consistent way of doing that on my phone, and that's the only thing that I really need the desktop app for, besides being able to view everything on a big screen. That's a big plus that the desktop app has that the mobile app does not. Overall, it's great for planning your budget, viewing your budget, tracking transactions. However, you can't connect to your accounts for free and you can't type in your starting balance for certain accounts. That's my review for the EveryDollar app. I use it every single day. Please don't shut down EveryDollar. Thank you. The next app is another amazing app. It's called Mint. It's very popular, I'm sure. I know Graham Stephan has mentioned it a few times on his channel, and I actually used that app well before I heard any, influencer talk about it. I actually was looking up money apps in the App Store just to see what money apps there were out there and what they could do. And this app is essentially everything that EveryDollar is not. It lets you connect all of your accounts, checking, savings, credit, and it seems to be very secure. Since you can connect all of these accounts there, it can easily calculate your net worth. Your net worth is one of the key factors of where you stand financially, not your credit score. However, Mint does give you the option to view your credit score if you're interested in credit. I currently do not want to care about credit. I never want to care about credit again, but I have two reasons why I do for now. One, I may want to refinance my student loans again, and credit is only useful when you want to borrow money. If I want to refinance my loans with a servicer that does not do manual underwriting, I would have to have a decent credit score. The other reason is if I decide to get a mortgage on a house in the future instead of putting 100% down on a house. So those are the two reasons why I kind of care about credit, but not really. Because it's not directly affecting my life right now, I'm good. So if you care about credit, Mint gives you that. Moving on. The other cool feature Mint has is creating financial goals. I actually made a goal once to pay off my credit card debt, and I accomplished that a few months ago, which was awesome. My next goal is to save up enough money to pay off my car, and these goals are a great feature, but you can also take it a step farther, because farther is for distance, but when you're saying taking it a step farther, figuratively, is that still distance? I think it's still farther. To take it a step farther, Mint also has a great feature where you can make your budget. In fact, you don't have to do anything. I think it creates a budget for you based on your previous month's transactions and just keeps track of your usual spending habits and just creates a template for you. And that's great. However, if you're really detailed about your budget, that may not be the most reliable way to do it. I'm sure there's a way to edit the quantities that you put into every category. So you could honestly use Mint instead of EveryDollar. I personally just like EveryDollar's budgeting format better, so that's why I continue using it. I like using Mint to view my net worth, even though it's counting the residual value of my car in there. That's technically not debt because I only have a car lease. So whatever net worth Mint is showing up is still a little lower than what I think it should be. Although I am going to pay my car off at the end of the lease, I consider that savings money rather than me saving to pay off a debt. Overall, Mint is great. You should get it. It's free. It lets you see many aspects of your financial life. The main downside, the only downside, is that it really tries to get you to sign up for a credit card, which is super annoying, especially when you're trying to live a debt-free life and not trying to get into credit card debt ever again. Believe me, I've done it. However, I never actually paid any interest on it. My parents, however, got into credit card debt, carried a balance, and let interest accrue on that balance. It's insane how much interest these credit cards have. Once you start carrying a balance on a card that actually charges you interest, it's really hard to get out of that. Just be wary of all of those advertisements because they're kind of like get rich quick schemes. That's not your money, that's someone else's money. And that's basically how credit card companies make money off of you, because they know that some users cannot keep up with the payments or will likely fall into carrying a balance and start accruing interest. If you don't want to give those companies money, just avoid the market area of Mint. Do not click on the offers, they're just unnecessary. You don't need credit to survive. So the next app is Credit Karma. I know, I am a hypocrite. Credit Karma is amazing. It is one of the best mobile apps and desktop financial apps available right now. Obviously, if you have a credit score, you can monitor it on there for free. Your credit score essentially updates every single week or whenever one of your credit accounts reports a payment. When you sign in to your account again and try to view your credit score, it will update. You can look at all of your accounts, you can look at all of your debts. They may not be updated to that same day, but you will get a rough idea of how much you owe, and you can look at all of your payments and all of your missed payments if you have any. And it's really useful, especially if you're the kind of person who wants to try to increase your credit score. They give you factors like where you're doing well, where you're doing badly, and they have articles that you can read to learn a little bit more about credit and how it's affected. Credit is a measure of how much debt you have, who you owe money to, how well you handle the money that you owe other people. It's literally your relationship to debt, and you can view that on Credit Karma. My favorite thing about Credit Karma from 2 years ago, I actually don't know if this is on the mobile app, so I'm sorry, but the desktop version of Credit Karma has so many amazing tools and calculators. They have a loan amortization calculator, which essentially calculates how long it will take you to pay off a debt, and you can specify the number of years in which you'd like to pay it off. I used this religiously just to figure out when I would finally pay off my student loans. The only reason I used this calculator was because I hadn't made my loan payoff spreadsheet yet that you see in my monthly budget videos. This helped me get an idea of how long it would take for me to pay it off at the payoff rate that I was already putting in. You know, the more I'm thinking about this, Credit Karma has really useful features on the desktop version, and the app is great too. It is great. You still have the house simulator on the app. I use the house simulator all the time. I am the millennial that goes on Zillow and looks at the expensive houses that I absolutely can't afford yet. And I use Credit Karma's house simulator to see what factors I can change to be able to afford a certain house and make sure that the mortgage is less than 25% of my take-home pay. So that calculator is really useful, and you can definitely do that on the mobile app. The only thing you can't do on the app or on the desktop, at least I have not been able to change this, is the term of the mortgage. It's just defaulted to 30 years. I personally am never gonna have a 30-year mortgage. If I do get a mortgage, it will absolutely be at least a 15-year mortgage. That's the only downside to that. But it's really great because if you are looking for a home, you can figure figure out how much house you can afford, and if you can't afford the house that you want, what you need to change in order to get to that point. The other thing about Credit Karma that I like that is not on the mobile app is the fact that you can file your taxes for free. I think it's a new feature that they recently developed, and that's how I actually filed my taxes for 2019. I kind of cheated H&R Block, I'm not gonna lie. I did my taxes with H&R Block in 2018, and so I have an account there. So I started doing my 2019 taxes on H&R Block, filled everything out up until the point where I had to pay, and by the time I was done with my taxes, by the way, I do my taxes like as soon as I get my W-2. Like, I want that refund as soon as possible. Here's the thing, I filled that out, and then I kept getting ads about Credit Karma's free tax filing feature, and so I went on it, and it was actually really easy to fill out. There were only a few parts that I wasn't sure about because I did report my self-employment earnings from DoorDash and Upwork. Some of the directions or instructions in those sections were a little weird, so I actually copied what I put on H&R Block into Credit Karma. So H&R Block had really good instructions and it was really easy to view. Credit Karma was not as detailed, but I was able to fill it out because of what H&R Block had. And then I filed my taxes for free, which was awesome. I don't remember if I had to pay anything for the state tax. It might have just come out of my refund, but doing taxes on Credit Karma was really easy. So I highly recommend it if you're not trying to pay anything and if you have a relatively simple tax return. The cons for Credit Karma are essentially the same as Mint. They do a lot of credit card advertising. You're definitely not gonna miss that. Only minor issue is that your accounts really only update whenever a bill is due. So that's typically once a month, and so you're not gonna see much of a change there, especially if you're trying to view the total debt you have in that instant. For that situation, I definitely suggest using Mint, but Credit Karma is great and they have a bunch of features that I didn't even list, even on the app itself. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. That would really help me and support my channel. And I just want to say a quick thank you for helping me get to 100 subscribers. That makes me so happy. I honestly never thought I would get to 100 subscribers, but here I am. I know some of you are my friends and some of you I don't know, but I feel like I know you because I watched your videos on your channels. Yeah, I'm just feeling very grateful. I hope this review helped you figure out what money apps you're gonna start using next. And if you have any favorite, preferably free money apps, please list them in the comments below. I'd love to check them out and maybe I'll start using them myself. One more thing, do not forget to vote. It is so important to exercise your right to vote. If you're eligible, register to vote, send in your mail-in ballot, go to the polls on November 3rd, but wear a mask. There's a lot at stake at this election, so just vote. If you're eligible to vote, do it. If you're eligible to vote and you don't vote, that's just embarrassing. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. All right, thanks.